Hello there, and welcome to a bonus series that we do on weird music, the Weird Bandcamp Music Show. This is specifically the show where we go through Bandcamp's Discover option to explore unknown music in peculiar genres. In the first episode, we looked at experimental music, found some very weird albums in there, but some nicely varied things, I feel. In today's episode, we're going to dive right into the ambient music genre, which, there is a plethora of stuff there. Myself included, like I am guilty of releasing ambient stuff as well. We're going to get lost in some droning electronica today, or whatever it has to offer us. We have no idea, so let's just dive in, find out what we've got. Let's get started, eh? Lemuria, w.s.r. Hailing from Nakod, Czechia, Lemuria comes across as a very nature-inspired ambient drone experience. Much of the music here is accented by field recordings and microsound, which make you feel like you're right there in the middle of those fields, hearing the entire world just drift on past around you while you hang around completely motionless. There's something almost ominous to the album itself, which feels like you're just completely lost in the middle of nowhere. You can see those fields stretch out as far as you can see, and it gives you that sort of empty, lost feeling of feeling, lost within the world itself. It's a very interesting release, lovely album art that complements the natural sounding soundscapes that are present on this record. Definitely one to check out. Touching the Arc of Space, Jaja. So one thing I love in ambient music genres are sprawling soundscapes that are really, really long and you can just get completely lost within, over the length of time. German composer Jaja offers one of those very experiences with Touching the Arc of Space, running for a little over 2 hours in length. The tracks themselves just effortlessly glide along, giving us an experience akin to staring out into the empty void of space, feeling somewhat connected to that vast expanse that's staring back at us. It's a lovely album that's perfect for both your background listening and your deep listening, depending on your state of mind. But one of those albums that's so easy to just get completely lost within the ambient layers of. Desconocido I, Searching for the Teardrows. Released on the independent Argentinian record label Expresso CC, Desconocido I by Searching for the Teardrows is one of those very long drone experiences that feel like you're slowly falling further and further down into the unknown abyss. Some digging around on this rather barren Bandcamp page took me to archive.org, where I was able to discover a little bit more background about the album itself. And according to the notes on archive.org, much of the material on Desconocido I was recorded as a set of improvisational keyboard and digital loops, which were then played back and processed through various effect pedals and DIY modular systems. And the result of all this is this incredibly cold and barren ambient drone experience that has this very haunting, melancholy quality. It's a lovely hidden release that I'm really glad to have stumbled upon through Bandcamp's Discover feature. Subtlety, Escalation, Time Loss. Hailing from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, the debut EP from Time Loss, titled Subtlety, Escalation, is a short, gentle ambient bliss out that slowly pulls you into the center of this world of mystery and intrigue. Across the 4 tracks, we just have a quintessential ambient album that feels incredibly relaxing and lovely. And it's one that gives me the sense of standing there in the middle of a city in the dead of night, feeling the whole world operate around me, where tall buildings loom over in the distance as lights flicker at random from the passing cars and the various windows in these buildings. It's a very pretty ambient album that sort of feels like it falls into the vaporwave scene a little bit, and although it's very short, it It's so lovely, and it just gently holds your hand throughout the whole thing and just peacefully takes you along this little experience. Beautiful album, definitely worth checking out. The Last Peaceful Waves, Trees Beyond. You could call this an album, you could call this an EP. Regardless though, what we have is a lovely 26-minute ambient guitar track that combines elements of lo-fi post-rock shoegaze into this very gentle yet kind of cautious ambient album experience. There's something truly wonderful about the guitar work on this album, which gives it a real flair that makes it stand out a lot from what we've heard thus far in this episode. And listening to it gives me the sense of standing on the coast, watching as the waves become bigger and stronger, whilst I feel completely powerless to really do anything about it, except just stand there and just take it all in. It's a lovely album experience that feels very reminiscent of Godspeed You Black Emperor at times, especially those long, drawn-out sort of soundscapes they do from time to time. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you like your ambient stuff with a more emphasis on the guitar side of things. And with that, we've come to the end of today's episode of Weird Bandcamp Music. We've discovered some interesting little ambient album experiences, but that probably delve a little too deep into what I prefer most in ambient music, arguably drone stuff of course, but there's going to be tons and tons of stuff to explore in this series, so if we take another look at ambient genre in the future, we'll discover different kinds of ambient genres. For now though, I wish you all the best. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Take care, and bye-bye for now. Bye-bye!